Hi, I'm Sabrina Winkler, and this is my Kinesiology Exercise Science Final Exam project. In my presentation, I will be addressing what exercise science is and the disciplines and subdisciplines within them, as well as career paths and personal goals. What is exercise science? Exercise science is the physical human movement involving different types of physical fitness, exercise, sports, or athletic performances that all share the common aspect of physically moving and working your body in order to create a habit of physical activity and regular exercise. Significant historical developments within exercise science start with Greek scholars. Examples of them are Hippocrates, Plato, Aristotle, and Socrates. These all share the common interest in physical activity. From there it led to Leonardo da Vinci and Galileo Galilei during the Renaissance period. Both of them were interested in characteristics of physical human activity. Sir John Floyer in the 18th century was invested in finding out more on the change of heart rate when engaging in physical activity. Comments on exercise science and its origins in physical education was introduced as a way to promote the education of individuals about their bodies as a result of physical exercise, and this became more popular throughout time. Other interesting developments in exercise science are William Harvey's discovery of the circulation of blood throughout the arteries and veins. To me, it is amazing that Harvey was able to discover this at such a time period, during this time period. Disciplines and subdisciplines. Kinesiology and exercise science are used to describe the broad aspect of specific subject matters called disciplines. Within those disciplines, there are subdisciplines, which I will go more into depth of which each discipline mainly focuses on, as well as historical developments. Starting out is exercise physiology. Exercise physiology is the study of functional responses and adaptations that occur during and following physical activity and exercise. It is also used to enhance sport and competition performance by improving the ways of the system of the body responding to training. Historical developments of exercise physiology include the establishment of the Department of Anatomy, Physiology, and Physical Training at Harvard University in 1891. The opening of the Harvard Fatigue Lab at Harvard in 1927. In 1954, the ACSM, which is the American College of Sports Medicine, was formed, followed by the establishment of NSCA in 1978, the AACVPR in 1985, and the ASEP in 1997. Next is the clinical exercise physiology. Clinical exercise physiology involves the use of physical activity and exercise to prevent or delay the onset of chronic disease in healthy individuals with disease conditions or physical disabilities. Individuals have been interested in how physical activity and exercise influence health and recovery from illness and diseases since the time of early Greeks. A few of the historical events in the development of clinical exercise physiology was in 1802, when William Herberdine was the first to describe the condition of angina pectoris, which is severe chest pain caused by an insufficient supply of blood to the heart. One of the most significant events was a study of coronary heart disease in London by London bus drivers and conductors. This was conducted by Jeremy Morris in 1953. Morris demonstrates the correlation between physical activity and reduced risk of developing heart disease. Next is biomechanics. Biomechanics is a study of human body at rest and in motion using principles and concepts derived from physics, mechanics, and engineering. It focuses on examining forces acting on and within biologic structure. It is subdivided into static and dynamic movements. Static examines the body at rest or moving at a constant velocity, when dynamic investigates the body when they are speeding or slowing down. Historical developments during the Renaissance period of the 14th to 17th century of the science of biomechanics had its foundation further developed by some of the greatest scientists of all time. one of them being Leonardo da Vinci, which I mentioned before. Da Vinci examined the structure of the human body and muscle forces as acting along lines of connecting organs and insertions, and studied joint functions in the body. The third is nutrition. Nutrition is important for optimal health and successful performance in sport and athletic competition. Nutrition is the science that interprets the connection between food and the function of living organisms. There are different meanings to nutrition throughout English language, and it has definitely developed over time. In 1903, Atwater and Benedict invented the respiration chamber. A year later, in 1904, at Carnegie Institute, the Nutrition Laboratory was created to study nutrition and energy metabolism. Later, in 1959, the first edition of NHANES, which stands for the National Health and Nutrition Examination System, was founded. Next, we have psychology. Psychology is the exercise and sport psychology, which is the area of study concerned with behavior, thoughts, and feelings of healthy, disabled, and diseased individuals engaging in the physical activity, exercise, sport, and athletic competition. In 1884, Conrad Rieger published what is considered to be the first article related to psychology and exercise, in which he reported that the mental state of hypnotic catalepsy enhanced muscular endurance. Norman Triplett was the one to publish the first true experimental study that was directly linked to exercise and sport psychology. Coleman R. Griffith in 1925 became the director of research in athletics laboratory at the University of Illinois. He is known as the father of North American sports psychology. Athletic training and sports medicine is the area of exercise science that helps with prevention, treatment, and rehabilitation of injuries to physically active individuals and athletes. Sports medicine is an umbrella term that is used to describe all things related to medicine, physical activity, exercise, health promotion, and disease prevention. Key historic events in athletic training start with the first attempt in 1938 of the formation of NATA, which is the Journal of Athletic Training. Then, in 1950, the actual formation of NATA occurred. Major historic developments in sports medicine occurred in 1741 when a professor at the University of Paris, Nicolas André, published the first edition of Orthopedia, which is the practice of orthopedic medicine in children, leading to the correcting and preventing of deformities. In 1934, the development of arthroscopic surgery procedure came about. Next, there is motor behavior. Motor behavior is an umbrella term that describes the study of interactions between many of the psychological and physiological processes of the body that lead to the understanding of how the body develops, controls, and learns movement skills that individuals use not only in physical activity but in everyday life. Motor behavior involves 3 different areas of study. Motor development is the first one. This is with control and learning. Motor behavior is concerned with how one learns to control movements as physical activity and mental changes occur. That is the second one. The third one is motor control, which is how our brain and spinal cord plan and perform those movements. Motor learning is the study of how individuals learn skilled movements from practice and experience. The most key historic development in motor behavior came from watching the activities and interactions of babies and their changes in movements and feeding behaviors from everyday life. Also in 1960, Franklin Henry, known as the father of motor skills research, proposed his memory drum theory, which is his understanding of cognitive activity and motor control and learning. Moving on to career paths for myself in the future, I wanted to take a look at personal training, which is what I had a strong desire to do for the past couple of years. And basically, personal trainers meet with their clients before they begin working with them to gain an understanding of goals which the client wishes to reach. Trainers can also give diet and lifestyle suggestions. Mostly trainers work with their clients to meet their weight goals and or to gain weight through muscle. But you typically need a high school diploma as a trainer, but a bachelor's degree is becoming more and more popular, especially if you're looking for a higher paying job. And you need to take certification classes and able to get your BLS, and you also need training up to a year of experience. And it is typical that you need to be CPR certified. And job settings are include gyms, homes, colleges, athletic training areas, and they're very varied around all over the place. They can also be in hospitals sometimes, and the average personal trainer makes in a year is about $36,160, and that was the most recent study in 2015. My second career choice would be a nutritionist, and basically a nutritionist is a trained professional who has met the educational standards set by the on Dietetic Registration, which is the CDR of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, and that is the AND. And education requirements suggest that student completes a college/university educational program in dietetics and or nutrition that is accredited by the Accreditation Council for Education in Nutrition and Dietetics, which is the ACEND. And students have to pass the CRD's registration examination for dietitians, which is a very important test. And after they have to get a license and certifications required depending on that state that you choose to get a job in. And typically they graduate with a bachelor's in science. And the average salary ranges around $56,170 annually. And job settings are typically found in a gym, a nursing home, workplace, home, colleges, or hospitals. They have a wide variety of different settings. My third career option would be a dental hygienist, which I am strongly leaning towards. And typically, dental hygienists clean teeth and look for signs of oral diseases, provide preventative dental care, and help educate patients. And there's a lot of flexibility with this, and you basically have to have an associate's degree in dental hygiene, but there are also a bachelor's degree in dental hygiene, but it's not very common. And these jobs are usually found in dental office, and the salary ranges around $70,000. And I hope to work in my father's office when I'm older. And it's located in Springfield, Virginia. So just to give you an idea, I could be making around $65,000 to $80,000 in that area. So that just goes to show how there's different ranges of salaries. And my personal goal, as of recently, I've decided to transfer to Christopher Newport University in the fall. Therefore, I will be pursuing a degree and major in biology following CNU's pre-health program, and I hope to receive my bachelor's of science and become a dental hygienist. If I was going to stay at Longwood and have gotten a kinesiology program, I would have followed the dental aspect of it. If I had not gotten into the program, I would have majored in biology and hoped for the best. Thank you so much for watching and taking the time to listen to my project. I hope everyone enjoyed. Thank you.